Hi, Michelle Logan here. Tonight on 60 Minutes. The scientific word associated with dead zone is hypoxia or low oxygen. Since 1985, a growing area of the Gulf of Mexico has become anoxic. This is literally no oxygen in these waters that creates an area where marine life must struggle to survive, if survive at all. Out of all of the coastal water exhibiting hypoxia, the Gulf of Mexico is the second largest in the world. There are a lot of factors that go into this phenomena, but the water drain from the Mississippi into the Gulf is primarily to blame. I recently sat down to speak and interview a scientist employed by the federal government to help Indiana and all states contributing to this problem. Here tonight on 60 Minutes with Ben Cook, scientist from Indiana.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Great. So, what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico?
Well, we have a dead zone developing along the coast of Louisiana and Texas. Created in the summertime, phosphorus and nitrogen are flowing out of the Mississippi River and encouraging growth of algae in the Gulf.
What's the growth in algae do?
The algae growth robs water of oxygen, forcing fish, shrimp, crab, and other sea life from the region.
So, are the things in the Midwest killing the sea life of the Gulf Coast?
Yes, farms in Indiana as well as the whole Midwest contribute to a lot of the problem in the Gulf. The Mississippi River introduces tons of sediments and nutrients to the sea. The nutrients come from agricultural and urban runoff. While the Gulf relies on nutrients and nitrogen and phosphorus to survive, too much of a good thing can be deadly. Fertilizer runoff from corn and soybean farms in Indiana and other states is the leading source of nitrogen that reaches the Gulf of Mexico.
So, who can take care of this problem? Are the farmers supposed to be taking care of this, or should the government? I mean, who's ultimately held accountable?
Well, I think both the farmers need to take some responsibility, and the government at the state level needs to step in and put in some kind of regulations in these agricultural states. Because the worry for me and scientists like myself is that with the production and increased demand for ethanol fuels and other biofuels that are corn based is going to increase the more corn. Just last year, 6.5 million acres of corn were planted here in Indiana, which means more corn, more fertilizer that could end up here in the Gulf.
So the effects of the later technology and using the corn as fuel will could possibly hurt the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes. The important thing is that the problem is still here and not any better, even though we've known about it since 1985. We really haven't provided any solutions to the problem.
So do you see hope for the future?
Yes. I'll tell you, Hoosiers can do their part by helping Gulf hypoxia because urban runoff and agriculture both affect the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, I mean, it sounds very important, and we're really grateful to have such a great scientist here in Indiana.
I also want to say Indiana is doing their part. Indiana is working with farmers to improve situations by helping farmers build two-stage drainage ditches and restoring wetlands and forests near our waterways to help trap some of the nutrients before they reach the waterways. Hoosiers can also help by being greener when it comes to their home and lawn. Just remember, in Indiana especially, there's always someone downstream from you. And what we put in the water here will directly impact other people.
Thanks, Ben.
No problem.